Girls, welcome back to our second term portion of EVS1 Science, first and 5th, which is presented by Ms. Shilpa Ribello. Girls, I am going to divide this lesson into 3 parts. So in this presentation, today we are going to study about the first part. Girls, you have all studied about the parts of the body. Can you name them? Yes, here it is. Head, hair, eye, nose, lips, neck, chest, stomach, thumb, fingers, knee, foot, heel, ear, chin, shoulder, arm, hand, leg, ankle and toes. These are all parts of the body. You must have studied in 3rd and 4th standard or from 1st standard onwards. Yeah, but they are also known as external organs. They are also known as external organs. Now what do you mean by external organs? These are the organs which are outside the body and we can see with our own eyes about our own organs. So they are known as external organs. So students, till now we all are aware of our external body parts or body organs and their functions, their uses. For example, eyes. We see. We hear with our ears. We smell with our nose. We do our work, writing work, or helping parents by our hands. We walk with our legs. We stand on our toes or feet. So these are our functions and their uses and we see them. But there are many external body organs which are present and which we can see them each and every second. But what about the internal organs which are there in our body and not able to see? Here are the internal organs. Have you heard about the internal organs? Have you seen them personally? No. We can't see our own internal organs which are present in our body. But we can see our own external organs which are present on our body. But at least have you heard their names? For example, stomach, kidney, liver, heart, lungs. Have you heard about them? About these words? Yeah. So here are the internal organs. Heart, lungs, liver, pancreas, stomach, diaphragm, small intestine and large intestine and so many more. So we are going to study in this lesson. Now, what is the difference between the internal organs and the external organs? Have you all studied? Yeah. Internal organs are the organs which are located inside our body. That is liver, stomach, heart, kidney. These all are the body organs. These are the organs which are inside our own body, but we cannot see it. So they are known as internal organs. And external organs, which organs are located outside the body. For example, eyes, ears, nose, hands. So all these organs are external. They are outside the body. And we can see them each and every second. So we are going to learn about internal organs in this lesson. So today we are going to learn a new lesson That is lesson number 21. Busy at work are internal organs. Now, what do you mean by busy at work? Why they gave the name of the lesson busy at work are internal organs? Why they never gave the name only are internal organs? Why they gave busy at work are internal organs? Can you guess, girls? Or can you tell me the answer? Yes, they gave the name of the lesson as busy at work are internal organs. As such, just now we saw about the names of the internal organs: stomach, liver, pancreas, kidney, heart, lungs, so many. So these organs are very busy. They are very busy each and every second in our body by doing various functioning works. For example, it starts from our brain and ends till the anus. So, these are the organs which are very busy in our body for each and every second. And so they are saying that busy at work are internal organs. So students, aren't you excited to study about the organs which are present inside our body? Yes, we all are excited to study about them. Yes, so we are going to learn their names, their uses and their functions step by step in this lesson. If you go through this, you can see it starts from the brain and ends at anus. So we are going to study all these internal organs one by one. So let's begin. Girls, what picture do you see? What the boy and the child is doing? Yes, it is the outline of the body. Now, can you point out the right places or right location of the following organs such as the brain, lungs, heart and stomach? Where will be the brain? Where will be the lungs? Where will be the heart? And where will be the stomach? Have you all noticed? At least you know about it, where the location is, where it is located in our body. Yes, I hope so you must be knowing about this. So, I hope so at least you will be knowing where these organs are located in our body. Now, if you see in the right side of the picture, these are the organs which are shown in the exact location in our body. For example, brain, lungs, heart, liver, stomach, kidneys, bladder, small intestine, large intestine and skin. Skin we can see, but the other organs we are not able to see because they are inside our body. So exactly where the brain is located, heart is located, lungs and stomach. So this is a picture of the internal organs. Now, recall the following details about each of the following organs. In which cavity of the body is it situated? What is the function? Which are the bones that protect it? Yes, the answer is lungs and heart are situated in thoracic cavity. Lungs help in mixing oxygen in blood and removing carbon dioxide. Heart manages blood circulation of body. Rib cage protects lungs and hearts. Now, what bodily needs or sensations do you become aware of even though you are reading a book? So, when we are hungry or thirsty, we can sense that our body requires food or water or both. Sometimes we feel or hear our breathing sound if there is much silence while reading. Also, while reading book, we could feel breathing activity as well as heartbeats. Also, we could feel digestion of food in stomach. Now, have you heard the names of the processes of respiration, digestion, blood circulation, excretion? Have you heard about these names? Yes. So the processes like respiration, digestion, excretion, blood circulation, these go on inside the body continuously with the help of certain organs. Just now we saw the organs: brain, lungs, heart, stomach, liver, and so many. So these all organs, they work continuously in our body for various processes like respiration, to respire, for digestion, for excretion, for blood circulation. So these all organs are working continuously for every second. They never rest. If they rest, then we are over. Our life is over. So they continuously work. In our body for every second. So let us learn something about these processes and the organs that carry them out. So first topic is respiration. Can you see the picture? Exhalation and inhalation. What do you mean by exhalation and inhalation? Can you guess, girls? Yes. Exhalation means we give out, and inhalation means we take in. So we take in air, that is known as oxygen, and we give out air, that is carbon dioxide. So now with help of lungs, ribs, and diaphragm. So these are the three organs. With the help of them, we exhale and inhale. So let's see. We need air, water, and food to live. It is necessary for the body to get a continuous supply of oxygen. So we get this oxygen from the air through breathing. So what they say? That we need, if we want to live, naturally we need air, that is oxygen, water, and food. And if we never get these three things, then naturally we will die. So it is necessary for our body to get a continuous supply of oxygen. The air which we take inside, that is oxygen. So we need oxygen continuously to breathe. And that only we get oxygen from the air with the help of breathing. When we breathe, the oxygen, the air which is surrounded us, it comes in our body through the help of nose. So, and we start breathing. So that is what they say, that we need this oxygen from the air, and this oxygen comes from the air. So, and with the help of breathing. Breathing means we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. That means we take inside oxygen, that is air, and we give out carbon dioxide. So respiration process is very important for us. Respiration is very important for us. If we want to live, if we want to survive, then naturally we need oxygen. If there is problem in our respiration, then naturally our life will be in danger. We might die. You might have heard about the people, those who are in hospital, very serious, they are on oxygen and so many things. So that is what the oxygen is very important for our body. We need oxygen continuously to breathe. So that's why students, the process of respiration is very important. And that is why we breathe continuously. We should breathe continuously. If you have some breathing problem, then naturally you are supposed to tell to your parents. Otherwise, if you are okay, you are supposed to breathe continuously. In our body, there are so many organs that carry out the work of respiration. So we are going to see one by one. Now here, in this picture, if you see, this person is taking the oxygen inside. Can you see the blue arrow? The blue arrow marks the inhaled air, that is oxygen, O2. O2 means oxygen. O2 is the formula of oxygen. So oxygen also known as formula is O2. And the person gives out carbon dioxide, that is CO2. CO2, that is carbon dioxide. So the formula for oxygen is O2 and for the formula for carbon dioxide is CO2. Now, can you see this diagram? Yes. This diagram shows our respiratory system, our respiratory organs. With these organs, we respire, we breathe. Respire means we breathe. So it starts from the nose and ends at diaphragm. Okay. So girls, these are the internal parts of the respiratory system. Nose, trachea, that is also called as windpipe, lungs and diaphragm. These are the organs which are very important for our respiratory system to respire. Except the nose. These all are internal organs. Only the nose is the external organ because we can see it. Till now, we just know that we breathe in air through the help of nose. But do you know that there are so many organs in our body for the respiration? No. So we are going to study now. So apart from the nose, there are certain organs such as windpipe, lungs, diaphragm. These also are very important. As nose is important, even these are also very important, equally important. And they are responsible for our respiration. These organs, 4 organs are very responsible for our body, for the respiration. So if you see in this, we inhale the air, that is oxygen from the nose. Then can you see the windpipe? Trachea, that is known as, trachea is also known as windpipe. So the trachea, what happens? The trachea takes the oxygen from the nose and it moves into the lungs. Can you see that two? The trachea is divided into 2, the pipes. So it goes into the lungs and then it comes to the diaphragm. Okay, so this is what about the respiratory system. So when we inhale the air from outside, goes into the trachea and then through its branches into the lungs. So what happens when we take in the air from the outside air, when we take inside our body, where it goes into trachea, that is known as windpipe. And then this trachea what they do? They move it into the branches into the lungs. See here. So in the lungs, these branches divide further into smaller and smaller branches. So if you see, can you see the picture here? There are smaller branches over here. So what they do, that in the lungs there are branches which are divided into smaller and smaller branches, and at the end of the last branches there are air sacs or alveoli. See here. Can you see the dotted parts? That is known as alveoli. That is known as alveoli. So there are air sacs of alveoli. Okay. So at the end of these last branches there are sacs, air sacs, or also known as alveoli. So once it is reaches to the trachea, what happens? This trachea, they take the oxygen to its branches. Can you see these branches? And these branches are called bronchioles. This trachea takes the oxygen to its branches, and these branches are called as bronchioles. It is called as bronchioles. So the trachea is divided into fine branches like structure, and they are known as bronchioles. Can you see here in the picture? Yes. So after that, now can you see here? There are grape-like structure that is known as alveoli. That is known as alveoli. So the alveoli are the end of the branches of the trachea. So the alveoli is the end of the branches of the trachea. So these alveoli are very important for the exchange of gases. That is to give carbon dioxide and to take in oxygen. So this alveoli is very important for exchange of gases. So alveoli are the last part which is present in the lungs. Have you understood? Yeah. So now between the thoracic cavity and the abdominal cavity, there is an organ like a flexible sheet. It is called the diaphragm. It is called as diaphragm. Now what is thoracic cavity? Thoracic cavity means chest, a chest part. So chest is also known as thoracic cavity. And abdominal cavity means our stomach. Our stomach is where? Below diaphragm. So thoracic cavity means our chest and abdominal cavity means stomach. So this thoracic and abdominal, that is chest part and the stomach part, between these two there is one small organ which is flexible sheet. It is flexible. So it is known as diaphragm. Can you see in the red color? Yeah. So above the diaphragm is the chest, that is thoracic cavity, and below diaphragm is the stomach. So between thoracic and abdominal, that is chest and stomach, there is an organ like a flexible sheet which is called diaphragm. Okay. Now we are going to study about the diaphragm and its movement. Can you see in the picture? What are these pictures? It is as out breath and in breath. Now what do you mean by out breath? That is exhale. Out breath means exhale. We are giving out the carbon dioxide. The air which we give out is called as carbon dioxide. So we give the air. When we give air outside, when we give carbon dioxide outside, what happens? The diaphragm, it releases upwards. It moves upwards. And when we breathe in the air, that time what happens? Our diaphragm becomes big, contracts downwards. It becomes big, it contracts, it becomes big one. Okay, now we will see one by one. When the diaphragm moves downward, we breathe in and the incoming air fills the alveoli in the lungs. So what happens here? The air first goes in our nose, then in our trachea. So when we take air from the nose, it goes in the trachea. And after trachea, it goes in the lungs. That means trachea means windpipe. So with the help of the windpipe, with the help of the trachea, it moves into the lungs. And finally, it reaches to the alveoli. So from the nose, when we inhale the oxygen, it goes into the trachea or the windpipe. From there, it goes to the lungs, and from lungs, it goes to the alveoli. So the alveoli will push the pressure on the diaphragm, and because of the air pressure in the lungs, what happens? The lungs push the diaphragm down. So it contracts, it becomes big. Now always keep in mind, children, that the lungs are just like a balloon. Our lungs are just like a balloon. As the air is moving inside, it becomes big. When the air comes out, it becomes in a normal position. Okay, so when the air is inside our body, when we inhale, what happens? The alveoli push the pressure on the diaphragm. And because of this air pressure, what happens? The lungs push the diaphragm down. Okay, and so the diaphragm becomes big. It moves down. It becomes big. So maximum air or maximum oxygen which we take inside, same goes in the lungs, and lungs also become big. So it's like a balloon shape. Now when the diaphragm moves upwards, air in the lungs is pushed out. So when we give out carbon dioxide, what happens? The diaphragm, lungs come in the same position. Diaphragm moves up and the lungs come in a same position. So how we release the air from the balloon, and the balloon becomes as it was in the original shape and size. So same way over here, the lungs, as we release the carbon dioxide, the lungs comes in their original shape. I hope so you girls, you have understood. Now next topic is exchange of gases. Here is a simple way to make you all understand about exchange of gases. Now, atmosphere is filled with air. Our surrounding is filled with air, fresh. So, when we breathe in, first it will go in our nose. So, air enters the nose. After nose, it will go to the pharynx. It will go to the pharynx. Can you see the picture? Yeah. Then after nose, it will go to the pharynx. After pharynx, it will go to the trachea. It will go to the trachea, that is windpipe. After trachea, it will go to bronchi, okay, which is known as bronchioles. So one is known as bronchi. So after bronchi, it will go to the lungs, and then finally to alveoli. So as the air is surrounded to us, when we inhale, what happens? The air enters the nose through the nose, then it goes to the pharynx, then to the trachea, then to bronchi, then to lungs, and finally to alveoli. Okay. Now, when the outside air reaches the alveoli, the oxygen in it passes into the thin blood vessels around the alveoli. So with the blood, it is carried to all parts of the body. So what happens here? So alveoli, what happens? When the air reaches to the alveoli, alveoli has a relationship between the blood vessels or blood cells, okay, and they are so close contact with the blood cells. They are very close contact. So as alveoli are close contact with the blood, in the alveoli the exchange of blood takes place. So alveoli helps to exchange the gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen. So when outside air reaches the alveoli, the oxygen around the alveoli reaches into the blood vessels, and so alveoli is in contact with the blood vessels. Now we all know that blood is a liquid. So this blood is a liquid form, and so when this blood moves in our body, wherever it moves, in whichever part it moves, this blood carries oxygen also with it. This blood carries oxygen also with it. So this oxygen is spread in full body along with the blood. So with the blood, oxygen also is carried. At the same time, the carbon dioxide that is brought by the blood from all parts of the body enters the air in the alveoli. And when we exhale, the carbon dioxide is also given out with the air. Now here is the picture. So as I said, that alveoli are close contact with the blood vessels. Can you see here the down part in the dotted form? That are the blood vessels. So when outside air reaches the alveoli, the oxygen around the alveoli reaches into the blood vessels. Can you see the red color? O2 in. So this oxygen is being given out to the blood vessels through alveoli, and these blood vessels carry the oxygen with the help of blood in full part of the body. Okay, so you all know that living things give out or produce waste material. So at the same time, when the blood is transferred Blood is transferring the oxygen in all parts of the body. Same time, the waste material, that is carbon dioxide, also is formed. So this carbon dioxide gas is very harmful for our body, which we don't want it in our body, which we do not need it. We need only oxygen. So what happens? This alveoli, what she is doing? They take in the oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Okay, see. So you can see in the diagram that alveoli is next to the lungs itself. So these alveoli is what they do? They take in carbon dioxide. Can you see in the picture? That CO2 out. So what they are saying? That it takes carbon dioxide inside and give out oxygen. If you see in the picture, CO2 out, O2 in. So what happens? That alveoli gives the oxygen to full part of the body with the help of the blood vessels or blood cells. And with the help of the blood cells, same time takes the carbon dioxide in the alveoli. So this alveoli is very close contact with blood vessels, which is carried to all parts of body, and carbon dioxide is given out, which is very harmful. So what blood vessels are giving? Carbon dioxide to alveoli. The blood vessels are giving. Can you see the arrows in the going in the marked in the alveoli? So blood vessels are giving carbon dioxide to alveoli, and alveoli is giving oxygen to the blood vessels, so that the blood vessels can give oxygen to all parts of the body. So this is the relation between the alveoli and blood vessels. So girls, this is the way how exchange of gases takes place in our body with the help of alveoli. So alveoli is also very important organ in our body for respiration. So in this way, an exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases takes place in the alveoli. I hope so. It is clear to you all girls. Now, do you know dust and smoke particles may be present in the air in the atmosphere? So there may even be disease producing microorganisms, and they are harmful for the body. Naturally, if you see nowadays, there is air pollution. Okay, and this dust and smoke particles are present in the air. We can't get the fresh air. So these dust and smoke particles are rarely present in the air in the atmosphere. And these dust and smoke particles which are present in our surrounding, they carry microorganisms. And these microorganisms, if they enter our body, they are very harmful for our body. We might get many different diseases from this. Okay. So dust and smoke particles, they are really not good for our lungs. Also not good for our respiration. So if they enter our body, we might suffer from some diseases such as pneumonia, tuberculosis, COVID-19, swine flu, and so many other diseases. So these diseases might occur to us. So students, if dust and smoke particles goes inside our body, then there should be some layers inside our nose to avoid it, to stop this dust and smoke particles, so that the dust and smoke particles, it won't enter our body. So that is why in our nose there is a inner lining. There is a inner lining of the respiratory organs. It has a fine hair-like structure and it is known as cilia. Can you see in the picture over here? See, there is a hair-like structure. Fine. Okay, fine hair-like structure, and that is known as cilia. And also there is a layer of a sticky substance in our nose that is known as mucus. That is known as mucus. So now what do you mean by this mucus? Have you all heard this name mucus? No. So when we suffer from flu, fever or cold, what happens? We sneeze and the white liquid comes out from our nose, right? So when we have cold, when we are suffering from fever, what happens? We sneeze, and when we sneeze, the white liquid comes out. So that white liquid which comes out from our nose is known as, or is called as, mucus. It is called as mucus. So what is mucus over here? The white liquid which comes out from our nose is called mucus. That is a sticky substance. So sometimes we say there is a dirt in our nose. So that is what is the mucus. It is a sticky substance. So mucus is a sticky substance which is present in our nose, and it is very important. This sticky substance is very important. Why? Because this sticky substance stops microorganisms, germs, disease, smoke, dust going inside the nose. Why it is important, children? Mucus is very important because it is a sticky substance and it helps us by stopping microorganisms, germs, dust, smoke going inside the nose, inside our body. And so cilia and mucus are present in our respiratory system, and they are really very important in our respiratory system. The dust and smoke particles stick to this substance, stick to this sticky substance, that is mucus. So thus the harmful substances in the air cannot reach the lungs. And because of this mucus, because of this sticky substance, the dust, smoke, germs, microorganisms never enter in our body. And naturally, if it never enters in our nose, naturally it will never enter in our lungs, and our body will be safe from these microorganisms, dust and smoke. Okay girls, so I stop here for this session. Now girls, what we have studied in this part? We have studied about the internal organs, about the external organs, also about the respiration, the diaphragm and its movement, exchange of gases, and also about the dust and smoke, how it is harmful for our health. And cilia and mucus, they help us to avoid going the dust and smoke and microorganisms in our body. Okay, so I hope so you have understood till here. Now here is a small work for you all. Try this at home. Count how many times you breathe in 1 minute just after you have run 100 meters. When you run 100 meters, how many times you breathe in 1 minute? You are going to count it. Okay. And second one is, get someone else to count how many times you breathe in 1 minute while you are asleep and see the difference between the two counts, the first one and the second one. Now naturally when you go to sleep, you can't count on your own. So you tell someone means your parents, either your elder sister, brother, to count in a 1 minute how many times you breathe. And then see the difference between the first and the second, that is 100 meters and by sleeping. Okay. Here is a small assignment which you are going to do with the help of the presentation and the textbook. And see that you complete these assignments in your notebook. Write the question and the answer and also draw the diagram. I have given you all one diagram. Draw a labeled diagram, that is the respiratory system. You are going to draw it on your own. Okay girls, practice it because it will be asked for your exam. So practice it. Bye girls. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe. See you soon in next presentation. Bye.